Dear Madam President and CEO, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, dear Suzanne, dear Madam U.S. Special Representative, dear Penny, thank you so much for your remarkable, comprehensive, perfectly structured, I would say fundamental address with very strong messages. Thank you so much, really. Excellencies, dear partners, friends, CEO, presidents, ministers, colleagues, and dear friends, participants of today's forum. This is a great pleasure for me to speak to you today about the recovery of my country. For the government of Ukraine, it is very important to communicate directly with American businesses about the issues of recovery and reconstruction. I am particularly pleased to see so many representatives of US companies that continue their operations in Ukraine or consider my country as a next destination for investment. Thank you so much for all what you are doing for our mutual victories. Thank you. I applaud to you. Thank you so much. For 784 days, the Ukrainian people have been fighting for their existence against a brutal enemy who brings death and destruction. And this toll has been growing on a daily basis. And today, next war crime created by Russians in Chernihiv, 14 people as for now are killed by Russians, 61 seriously injured, 3 children. They sent 3 Iskander missiles for civilian infrastructure, hotel, living houses, and they continue to do this every day, every night, every morning, unfortunately. We need more air defense, we need more artillery shells, we need more equipment for win this war. And we are very grateful to the United States for continuing support. We are waiting, we cross our fingers crossed, and we are waiting for next decision of US Congress to support our fight for our mutual values. According to the latest report of the World Bank and the RDNH3, the total cost of rebuilding Ukraine over the next decade is estimated as $486 billion. It is about 2.8 times Ukraine's nominal GDP for 2023. This year's figure is 18% higher than the previous RDNA2 estimate of 411. We discussed this last time on this forum 1 year ago. $411 billion as on February 2023. The sectors that suffered the most were trade and industry, as well as agriculture, especially due to the Russian terrorist attack on the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant and the mining of Ukrainian land. Over the past months, the energy sector has suffered huge losses. We have lost over the 6 gigawatts of capacity in our power system, and there is a risk of even greater losses. We lost plus another 2 gigawatts last week. That is why energy reconstruction will be one of the priority directions for Ukraine's recovery. We have lost a lot, but we can also regain much if our reconstruction is accompanied by the modernization and renewal. The restoration of Ukraine will be the most extensive international project since the World War II. And for this, we are creating all the necessary conditions. We are implementing reforms that create a favorable investment climate. This includes deregulation, digitalization, debureaucratization, and public-private partnership. A strong anti-corruption infrastructure has been established, and it is already working effectively. The government of Ukraine, together with partner countries, first of all, the United States of America, is working to strengthen Ukraine's defense capacities, to bring peace to Europe and to bring justice those responsible for the crime aggression against Ukraine. There can be no doubt about the fact that strong military support of Ukraine is an important for the investment climate as all of our reforms and transformations. Today we need a diverse variety of weapons more than ever to gain a firepower advantage over the enemy. We need long-range weapons to strike enemy positions in the rear. We require artillery ammunition to achieve parity with the Russians. We need F-16 jet to shoot down Russian planes near the front line. We need air defense systems to protect Ukrainian cities where civilians' life and industries are concentrated and are under threat from the side of Russia. All this will help us to achieve victory and pave the way for recovery, growth and prosperity. Today, Ukraine has created the most favorable conditions for private investments in defense industrial complex. Last year, 1.5% of GDP growth was generated by our defense enterprises. 80% of Ukrainian market is represented by private producers. The partnership between the USA and Ukraine in the production of proven combat system can become a key factor in the global market. Foreign investments is the key to strengthening Ukraine's economy. To attract it, our government has focused on creating a large credit line for Ukraine's recovery. Insurance of investment projects, protection of major industrial centers with aid and missile defense systems, and the creation and development of industrial parks. We have identified priority sectors where investments should be attracted. So defense industry is number one, priority in R&D, researches and developments, joint production localized in Ukraine, technology transfer, and the military tech. It's a natural for us, for country in the war. Energy, this is the second priority. We need a lot of resources to rebuild what has been destroyed by Russia. We will not return to post-Soviet energy system. We plan to decentralize and modernize our energy system, and we aim to increase the share of renewable energy sources to produce green and blue energy plus nuclear energy as a basis of backbone of our energy system. We are also interested in the usage of our gas storage facilities, which serve right now as Europe's gas safe. Agricultural sector is number three priority. Here we focus on processing of raw materials to export products with additional value. This opens up prospects for exploring new foreign markets. So this sector is covering additional activities, for example, humanitarian demining. 156,000 square kilometers is under unexploded bombs and mines pollution. So we develop another one sphere, humanitarian demining. We produce our own demining machines. We train many deminers. We need 10,000. Now we have 3,000 deminers. We open market for international humanitarian demining operators. So now about 100 is operating in Ukraine, and we continue to develop this market. This is market for, unfortunately for me, for dozens next years. Natural resources. Ukraine holds 5% of world's valuable minerals. We aim to establish a comprehensive cycle that spans from the extraction of raw materials to the production of finished products. 22 of 30 critical raw materials which Europe needs are located in Ukraine, its deposits. So we may produce and supply this to European partners and all around the world. In this matter, particularly important is the production of batteries for electric vehicles, the chemical industry, wood processing, machine building. So all these sectors are prioritized and very important for us, and we invite United States businesses to pay attention to these sectors. The next priority sector is IT. The share of IT services in the overall structure of service exports is 41%. The overall economic impact of the sector is 4.9%, even 5% of our GDP. We maintain leadership in developing digital infrastructure for public services. Our government application, which is called DIA, so Action in English, has over 20 million users. We have unique experience in cyber warfare. warfare. Last year alone, we did repeal 4,500 cyber attacks. So we are very experienced in cyber protection. Unfortunately, again, because of this war, because of the cyber war which Russia lead against all of the world, not only against of Ukraine. And cybersecurity is our common purpose, and we could be very useful and very supportive in this direction. And the last but not least, construction. The focus now is on housing construction, as the Russians have destroyed over 250,000 residential buildings. We have resumed our export shipments through the Black Sea with the help of armed forces. We are approaching the volumes of sea export recorded in 2021. The capacity of the Danube port cluster has grown almost 6 times. So it also demonstrates that Ukraine now open new possibilities, new perspectives for cooperation, for international cooperation, I mean. We developed mechanisms for public-private partnership. For this, a whole package of laws has been adopted. The law on rapid investments was passed. Obtaining all necessary permits will now take no more than 1.5 months. As a part of extensive deregulation, we have revised over 1,300 regulatory tools for business. Up to 80 locations of industrial parks have been created. There are industrial sites for businesses development with ready infrastructure, engineering networks, and tax benefits. So again, we invite you to take a look on these possibilities. IMF program is acting in Ukraine for the next 4 years, so we have 4 revision of this program. We cooperate very closely, and we are very grateful to IMF, to the World Bank. We have Ukraine Facility Instrument from European Commission. Thank you so much. This is instrument for the next 4 years in volume 50 billion euros for supporting Ukrainian budget needs and also for realization of the investment projects in Ukraine in the Pillar 2 and Pillar 3. So we have different directions. Now we are waiting for decision of United States Congress to add your support to all of these financial and supportive instruments for Ukraine. We know that one of the most important, if not the most important issue to be resolved is war risk insurance. Once again, I would like to thank Secretary Pritzker for developing much of her work to this issue and for engaging the world's leading companies in finding effective solutions. So we have cooperation with MIGA, with DFC, with dozens of another United States and international agencies and companies to bring this possibility for businesses to ensure war and political risks there in Ukraine for development of your businesses and our cooperation. So I should say that together we may build a better future in Ukraine after our mutual victory. Thank you so much to all of you who presented here in this absolutely beautiful hall in Ukrainian colors. Thank you so much for your great support of my country during this toughest and the most difficult period in our modern history. Thank you all American people, American government, President Biden. Thank you for personal efforts, Madam Penny Pritzker, for everything what you are, what you have did, what you are doing for us. We appreciate this so much, and I believe, I'm sure that we will win this war. It will demonstrate once again all the aggressors, potential aggressors, all the dictators, that unprovoked, illegal, this absolutely brutal aggression should be punished. I would add, and thank you so much, dear Penny, that you mentioned confiscation of frozen Russian assets. This is one of the sources for sustainable support of Ukraine for future recovery projects, 300 billion all around the world. It's absolutely important and big amount, but it also should be an instrument of punishment of Russian budget, so it's Russian sovereign assets, and we should pay attention and develop this and finish this as a very important part of punishment to confiscate or to use all of these assets, not only this windfall incomes from these immobilized assets. So we should take them all and use this to recover Ukraine and to punish aggressor. Thank you so much. All the best to you. Thank you.